ángeles y derele. Yo quisiera estar ahí, mas no tengo dinero. No tengo dinero. No, 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 no. No tengo dinero. No tengo dinero. No, 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 no.
All right. It's a nice intro, but let's just cut to the chase, shall we? Cue Dancing Crab, the Assange sit down. Exactly. Colin Powell. Let's just cut into it, shall we? Because I'm kind of schizo, and these streams didn't seem to get more and more erratic as time goes on. So that's the enjoyment of them, right? So Colin Powell. I mean, the guy has admitted that he worked for a Jewish shop owner, something like that, shopkeeper, and did work for him on the Shabbos. So he's a literal Shabbos goy. I don't like using those terms because obviously it's more of a Wignath thing, but I said it, so let's get it out the way. He did horrible crimes, I imagine. He didn't talk about them in the same way that others did. In Vietnam, this and that. And in Guatemala, these other places. He's not innocent. He then, of course, tried to play it off by saying, well, the whole yellow cake stuff and all that business and declaring war in Iraq, it Here we go. Okay. So it was all nonsense. Sorry about that. In my opinion. And so we see all this fei-hua with him. He then tried to play the more centrist sort of the centrist sort of politics with Trump and everything else like that. And now, of course, he was fully vaccinated and died of COVID-related stuff, basically. I don't really know what else to say, really, about that specific issue. Colin Powell will not be missed. Along with people like John McCain and everything else. These are people that are not to be missed. They're not to be, you shouldn't just say rest in peace to these people. No, screw them. They don't represent us. They don't, who cares? Yeah, I mean, that's basically how I feel about it. Pretty well wraps up my feelings, So the other stuff, apparently the January 6th committee votes unanimously to hold Steve Bannon in criminal contempt of Congress. The thing is, I'm no big fan of Steve Bannon, not at all. But somehow people think that he's going to, they're going to bring these people to jail. I mean, I think we have to move past this stuff where it's just like, oh, well, these people are going to be arrested or these people are going to get justice. It's like, no. This is not an episode of Law and Order, folks. This is not, what's going on the other Carl? This is not, it's not the way the system works. It just isn't. Justice in this system doesn't really exist, Whether it's Epstein, allegedly killing himself, whether it's, all the stuff with Trump saying, about Hillary, lock her up, although he didn't say that, but yeah, that was the chant, right? Lock her up. It didn't happen. And vice versa, where they were trying to get Trump arrested. It's not going to happen. So, I mean, as much as I don't really care for Steve Bannon, nothing's going to happen to this guy. Bully him all you want to, Bully Kirsten Sinema all you want to, people. There are folks that think, oh, yeah, if you just bully people, if you just do that, they're just trying to hold on to this system. Now, I'll be honest. I've moved on from the whole let's talk about revolution stuff because I know that there's no real movements anywhere in this country. And so I will believe Powell's death was the best. Oh, really? But I would say, there's no real movement. There is no real revolution coming, at least not right now. And what will occur is going to be organic. It will just be spur of the moment. Like, hey, things are falling apart, and then you go with, where you are, right? So where you work at. And you meet up that way. And you say, okay, we're going to defend this building or whatever, right? And that's what you're going to do. And then it could go on from there. Like I say, this is very, very mid-wit, very low IQ probably, but that's my opinion of it. I really don't think there's any movement out there. People get so caught up in world events and everything else like that, me included. I just got through watching not too long ago. Apparently, Faraday Speaks is back. Faraday Speaks is back, and he had on his first podcast, he had J-Rig, and he had Logo Daedalus. For those that don't know, Logo Daedalus is a spurgy bookworm. I think that pretty well covers him. He's a spurgy bookworm who thinks that somehow if you read enough books that you're going to reach enlightenment or something like that. He used to be involved with alt-right for a brief time, along with Kantbot, and eventually apparently was like semi-doxed or something. Who the fuck knows? But he apparently got tired of that. And now he's in more kind of this left-wing sort of idea, but he's still a Christian. And absolute spur. If you haven't had the pleasure of seeing him on Twitter or seeing one of his podcasts, he's just sad. Apparently, he debated with Infrared against, I think, Keith Woods and somebody else, I think the other Carl covered that. Well, he's in the stream right now. But apparently, I think that they met up and they debated Keith Woods about China, I think it was. I didn't bother to watch it because it's just ridiculous. I really don't know anymore. I think that a lot of people have reached burnout. I think a lot of people have realized that there are no real political movements out there and that people are being radicalized anyway. They are being radicalized at the very basis that this... Huh? Okay. They're being radicalized to accept that this system doesn't care about them. I think more and more people are realizing that. And basically they will go, they will find out what's around them and they will learn to did a bunch of shopping today. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, I mean, there are no real movements. I think that people are being radicalized, but I think that it's just more of a general apathy. And they feel that there's nowhere else to go. Now, that doesn't mean that there's movements. There are not. There are no movements around. There's no real resistance out there. At least in my opinion, it's not. It just isn't. It's just kind of slowly dwindling into nothing, At least that's my opinion, anyway. There's just not that much else going on. But yeah. I think that's about all I have to say, really. Nah, I think I'll keep going for a little bit. But yeah. So we see this January 6th committee. There's just going to be a lot of innocent, at least generally speaking, innocent boomers who got caught up in this bullshit and who did think that they were saving the country in a certain way. But they are going to be the martyrs of this new counter-revolution. Like I said, I've been saying this, and I think a lot of people have said it. This is not original, my ideas. I'll be honest with you. But there's a counter-revolution going on in the United States right now. It's an attempt to reimagine and rebrand the United States as saying we are still the true democracy. We're going to be more accepting of transgenderism. We're going to be more accepting of this and that. Ultimately, it means nothing. But this is what we are in the midst of. And we see that again today with a, what is her name? I'm sorry. What in the world is her name? And I say that loosely. Oh, okay. Rachel Levine. Yeah, there we go. Rachel Levine, the transgender goober, has been made a 4-star general. Or excuse me, a 4-star admiral. Hold on. Yeah, 4-star admiral. Which is crazy. I'm at a loss of words here, to be honest with you, to think that this thing has become a 4-star admiral. We just, we have reached levels of absurdity that I don't think even the Roman Empire could imagine. We have reached a level of absurdity that I don't think anybody could really match, not to the same degree anyway. Because we have reached absurd levels of I can't even be angry. We've seen so much occur. I mean, so much has occurred. I mean, hell, in the past 4 years, in the past year, so much has occurred that you're just numb to it. And to a point, the media has made us that way, and the internet has made us that way, absolutely. But there's so much of this stuff that happens that you just kind of grow numb to it. You can't really process it all. And it's going to take a long time for people to really understand this, because basically it's like there's a new outrage to go on. I mean, you can be outraged at the comics, you can be outraged at the country, be outraged at whatever, but I don't know. A lot of people are just, they've gone numb to it, I think. I mean, people all wish for change and they can all LARP about whatever they want to, but it's not there. There's no force behind it. And I think the knee-jerk reaction when you hear about this Rachel Levine becoming a 4-star admiral is just to say that this is the collapse of the American empire. But it's really just a rebranding. As I've already stated, this is rebranding. This is the idea of we are more accepting of transgenderism. We are more accepting of this world. Yeah. Hyper-podcastism. Yeah. Hyper-podcastism. Yeah. America against America. Yeah. 1 through 3. Just listen to Hyper-podcastism and Wang Huning's America against America. Excellent stuff. China has been preparing to be modern, but not the U.S. Oh, no. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. The U.S. has not been doing that. Yeah. But, yeah, I do absolutely agree. China has been preparing. Like I said, there's plenty of counter propaganda towards what's happening with China. I don't think China's perfect, mind you, but yeah, it's better off than the United States. It's better off, at least in some ways. They still have a country that has wiggle room to make friends and to become the new world power to a point. I try to take it all with a grain of salt. I do. But I don't disagree, though. Yeah. The U.S. really hasn't been preparing in any way. And we are all susceptible because of it. Anyone that lives within the borders of the United States and even Canada will pay the price. We will. There will be continued power outages. There will be continued road erosion. The erosion of roads, bridges, and everything else. These things will collapse. The system will continue to break apart. And you can go ahead and talk all day about that infrastructure bill and say, oh, it's good, this and that. Oh, talk about the reconciliation bill. Go ahead and talk about those things. But it's not enough. It just isn't enough. It just isn't. So while I think a potential collapse could happen, I think that, some, people are wondering, and I've said this myself as well, what would be the Byzantine Empire? What would be the elements of what used to be the United States? What would be the Byzantine Empire? That's the real question. What would it be? To my mind, it comes to California, because as problematic, and I hate using that word, but as much of a hot mess as California is. No, you know what? I take that back. I was going to say that, but no. What would be like the remnants of the United States be? I don't know. It wouldn't be in Washington, D.C. But yeah, Washington, D.C., I think, would be swarming with gangs, I think. I think D.C. would be swarming with gangs and swarming with, because outside of like the capital and outside of those areas, it's D.C.'s rough. I think everyone knows that, but America's doubling down on its soft power because its military isn't as fear-inspiring as it used to be. Yeah, that is true as well. People can go ahead and, I saw this cope yesterday, or 2 days ago, I should say, where there was this guy on Twitter who was just like, he was a Marine. He's like, oh, the folks that talk about how the military is this way, you should go through, goes through regular training and stuff like that, where you're trained like SF or something like that, special forces. It's just like, or whatever. It's like, okay, you cross-trained in something else. It's like, okay, good for you. Just because you're infantry or whatever the fuck it is, military guys, they cope. Military guys cope a lot. Yeah, trans people is doubling down part. Yeah, is doubling down part. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's just cope to me. You can go ahead and say your military is still strong to a point, but it's like eventually they're finding ways more and more to drum people out of the military, through whatever way. My friend was cross-trainer, cross-dress. Yeah, exactly. I don't even want to show the thread because that's just pitiful and just petty. I just don't feel like it, but it's nonsense to me. It's genuine nonsense when you see this. And it's just epic levels of cope going on. It's just like, no. It's like, I don't have any, it's like, I work at a hotel. I don't have any illusions where it's just like, it's a sucky place. So it's like, I'm going to do what I can to keep going. But it's like, when it ends, it ends. I'll just be like, okay, damn, that sucks. But that's all I can really do. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's all I can really say, bro. It's like, okay. But the military in particular, they'll still cope so hard. They'll cope so hard about their effectiveness and whatnot. Oh, you think that we still can't kill people? It's like, yeah, sure. But the thing is, though, you still can't do the whole holding it in, and trying to keep a society together. It's like, you didn't do that well of a job in Afghanistan. You didn't do it in Iraq, continued to be attacked. IEDs and everything else. And basically, I can't really speak for Iraq, but for Afghanistan, the military stayed in their little fobs. They stayed in their little safe spaces, and they occasionally went out amongst the people and talked to them, this and that, and then they would get attacked by elements of the Taliban. That's not winning. That doesn't mean that you've occupied the land. It's you being scared to do anything, Like I say, and of course you can get into Bakabasi, and like I say, there would be books thicker than books on the Russian Revolution that are going to be talking about Afghanistan and our time there and seeing all the bullshit happen. And it's just going to be ridiculous. But you know, I don't think the rebranding is going to happen. It's going to fix anything. I'll put it that way. The rebranding, the attempt at trying to make the United States more competitive with the rest of the world, is hanging on by a thread. Yeah, it's still looking for those WMDs as we speak. Oh yeah, absolutely. My cat's ripping something up, so he's ripping up some tissue wrapping for the presents for Christmas. But who cares? You should treat every day like Christmas. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting spurty. I'm getting schizo. I'll back off that. But I don't think this rebranding is going to help. I mean, the U.S. is hanging on by a thread. I mean, you can go ahead and cope all day and say, America's the greatest country. It's like, no, we're hanging on by thread. By a thread. We see, regardless of what way you want to do it, this supply chain stuff is really hurting people. America's on life support now, low. It really is. No. There's no lie. It is. It is on life support. Absolutely. And there are people trying to, desperately try to keep this thing together, but I just don't think they can. I really don't. People are, a lot of people have been memed, unfortunately, especially on the left. The Vosh left and the, Bo the Fifth Column left. They have been memed into the whole they've bird dogged them back into the Democratic Party to say you have to, care about what happens with AOC. You have to worry about what happens with this person. You have to worry about them. No. You shouldn't. You shouldn't care about that. And I'm not even saying that to disengage people. No, I'm saying it genuinely speaking, like they don't care. You have to remember both parties. I'll round it back to Colin Powell. Both Democrats and Republicans came out and said, "Oh, rest in peace to Colin Powell." Oh, blah, 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 Neither party cares about you. They don't. Can't fix the supply chain until everyone's vaccinated. Okay, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I saw that clip too. That's absolute bullshit. But yeah. Where we go though? Like I say, localism, regionalism. This is what people much smarter than me are talking about. I think that's the future. I think that if local areas can gain some power in some way, then that's the only way forward. This whole waiting for the federal government and, the federal government and the state government and the county government, city government, they're all working together I don't think that's going to work. Not the same way. I think that people are playing the game right now, but I think that if there was any serious movements going on, then yeah, I mean, a governor may try to declare themselves a dictator or somebody who's, in the county seat or wherever. Yeah. Magic Americans. Yeah, exactly. That yellow cake, right? The yellow cake uranium. Be scared of it. Yellow cake. The yellow cake. America is being run by zombies at this point. It is. Once again, I cannot lie. It is. The United States. I try to say United States. You notice I'm not saying America because, of course, people say, well, America's a continent. That's why we call it the Americas. That's why I've said the United States. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lol. I remember watching that live. Exactly. Oh yeah. See, yeah, it was just such bullshit, you know. But yeah, this country is just hanging on by its fingernails. It really is. And we're being, led by people that are just they want to keep up the status quo as long as they can. There are so many boomers out there who rightfully do, I think, are scared of civil war and they're scared of the unrest and all this, but it's going to happen. I do still think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen immediately, but I think that I'm not going to be boastful. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I'm one of those folks, but I think that, we're at a point where it's just like something's got to give. And I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Something's got to give. We can only kick the can down the road before the road ends. We can only kick it down that dirt road before you finally get to a paved road and it's busy as hell. And you're like, oh, maybe we ought to do something. Maybe I should pick up that can or whatever it is. Maybe I sound really retarded for that, but I don't give a fuck. We're at this point where it's just like we can't really, we aren't going to be able to live a standard of life that we've even lived within 2 or 3 years. We just can't. We really can't. Things are going backwards. Well, if we really want to believe, the forward march of time, but let's just put it this way. We're going back to, we're going to another time period. I guess I'll put it that way. This may help a lot of people. And it may hurt a lot of people, but I think that that's where we stand. You know what? Let me go ahead and plug in the... What is this? Nah, I'm not going to subject you to another Bull of the Fifth Column video. I was going to, but I'm not going to. I was genuinely going to do that. I decided not to. You're welcome. I'm not going to do that. I was going to, but he's too much bullshit sometimes. And it's just like, no, let's not do that. But it's unfortunate. I think there are a lot of folks who are still kind of hooked in this whole electoral process. If we just vote for more Democrats, then everything's going to be... No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This whole Republican versus Democrat stuff, you fell into the trap. And you think that somehow Republicans are going to save you versus Democrats aren't going to, or Democrats are going to save you and Republicans aren't. No, it doesn't matter. Like I say, it's such a contrast to me. And it shows how much that we've been conned when a significant portion of these folks who are like, the world only has 10 years left before, climate change kills everybody or kills millions of people. And the climate refugees come to the U.S. It's just like, but then they're like, but we need to just vote for Democrats, bro, because they're going to do better. It's just like, no, they won't. Do you seriously live in that fantasy? Do you seriously live in that idea that somehow if a Democrat gets elected over no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It genuinely does not matter. That's my view. Yeah. Defeat has probably already happened in the massive changes being made in the U.S. military's culture as a preparation for a more chaotic America. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably true. Like I say, the drones and everything else, but yeah. Girl boss, psychopaths, and senile zombies. Yeah. Yep. I agree. All you can do is just, like I say, a lot of the time though, I'll be somewhat like this, but a Luckily, the girl boss psychopaths usually just argue with other girls, and the guys usually have to tell them and be like, "Hey, we're doing things this way," and they'll give in. You know, the senile zombies. That's a whole other. Usually they just want to continue to do what sort of little stuff there is, but I don't know. There's something in the air. There definitely is. I mean, it's been there for a while, but yeah. I mean, I'm rambling at this point. Is there anything else? I mean, I've repeated this stuff over and over. I'm just preaching to the choir. Basically, it's like we all know this is happening. We all know it is, but we all just want to see where everyone else is going, right? Where is the penny going to drop? Where is the inevitable? I've said this for years now. But where is it going to happen? Where is the crack going to show in the system? Where? We all wonder that, don't we? Where is it going to come from? Where is it going to come from? And who are going to be the new leaders, right? It can't be the current people. It can't be the current crop of idiots. We're going to have people who really change, Yeah, girl and process get the wall too. Yeah, true. The media is obviously afraid of something imminent. Yeah, probably learn to plant crops in their yard to just try to leave while they're ahead. Yeah, they should. New forge chart. Yep. Yeah, I covered that for a minute. Yeah, old bear. But yeah, ooh woo. I guess. Yeah. Yes, queen. I don't know what anybody can be proud about with that, but yeah, unintentional Pol Potism. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, in some places it will be. Yeah. But like I say, I'm trying to live outside the box to a point. I mean, for people like me, I'm probably just going to be. Yes, I will do that. I'm pretty much just going to stay in the whole repair sort of field, the maintenance field. So I'll probably blend in there to a point. It's obviously going to suck more, but it'll be better than other places. Maybe, I don't know. It's a matter of opinion, but. I would say, just try to, if you can grow, your veggies, and if you have, some lamb, or if you have, some cows or whatnot, or even some chickens, and just do that, man, and just try to do what you can. Yeah. Leaving Canada with his whole family because of October 29th vaccine flight mandate. Oh, really? In Canada, huh? Holy shit. Wow. Serbian friend is leaving also for the same reason as 7 days. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, the West is getting nuts. It's getting nuts, man. I don't know. I can appreciate that. But let me repeat something that I've also said for for at least this year, since I've been doing videos. I'm a product of the American system. I was going to say I'm an American, no, but I'm a product of the American system. I can barely speak English as it is. To think that I could try to speak Mandarin or speak, or go back and try to learn, I don't know, Welsh, or learn, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, you can make coffee from mesquite, by the way. I'll keep that in mind. So I don't see the point in leaving. I know that this is something that, left wing and right wing people and everybody else in between talks about. Like, if the US collapsed, I'm going to go to this country. It's like, why? Oh, if only they'd let me into the DPRK, why don't you just try to fix your own country? You're not fully vaxxed. Oh, you can never leave Canada if you're not fully vaxxed. Oh, really? Oh, shit. I heard about the chicory, obviously, with Confederate soldiers in the Second World War. They used chicory and something else, right? But that's more of a Georgia thing, I think. But yeah. But daggum. I don't know. If you want to leave the U.S., I'll put it this way: if you want to leave the U.S., go ahead and leave. I'm not even going to give a cope answer and be like, "Oh, America, love it or leave it." I'm more of a, okay. If you want to go ahead. If you genuinely think that you can survive, if you're a born American citizen, if you were born and raised in the United States, completely from birth, and you think that you can make it in a different country, or you can go to Europe or whatever, or wherever it is, yeah, I imagine so. But go ahead and do it. Best of luck to you. I'll be honest with you. Best of luck. If you genuinely think you can do that, then do it. Okay. I have a pretty clear sense that I probably would not do that. I mean, I probably would not survive. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, it's survive what? If the U.S. collapsed and you wanted to try to make it in another country, so if you went to, let's say you're a natural-born American, but you're Indian, and you decide to go back to India or something like that, right? Then go for it. Yeah, I can leave. We have a small house in the old country. Hey, there you go. There you go. I don't know. For me, I'm so disconnected from any sort of old country that, and to me in general, I think that Americanism is far more deadly than any virus, I think. And I'm a product of that, Probably go to Mexico for cocaine, but they're probably going to go over the border without any restraints, so the cocaine will come here. Yeah, probably so. Probably so. But, people do what they got to do. I don't know. I genuinely don't. But I feel like the United States is the only place I know. If it's going to go down, it's going to go down, It's going down. I'm yelling timber. Do. I'm sorry. I'll remove myself from the stream here. No, but yeah, it's just the way it is. I'm just repeating stuff at this point. I'm sorry. Okay, this is a pretty funny tweet, but it spells so much. For the dorks still hoping the army gets to quell a war in the U.S., I just want you to know I saw someone score 2 hits out of 40 target presentations today. Carry on. Yeah, exactly. We did our last qual with the support unit. The lane next to me nailed 4 out of 40 on their second attempt. Yeah, exactly. I feel like you had to try it and be that bad. I suck pretty bad. I suck pretty bad in the Army. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Man, that's a funny tweet though, but yeah. Plays it like America too? Probably, yeah. If I leave Canada, I can never come back. Hey, I mean, I guess GSP, man, best of luck to you if you did. But yeah, you just get a random gun from the pawn shops, maybe some Kevlar too, hope for the best. Exactly. I don't advocate for that. Don't worry, no feds. Don't worry, no federal agent listening to this. No. I don't advocate for that. Please don't. Don't do it. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Oh man. Oh, I'm getting sleepy. Oh, it's just the way it is, huh? Sorry for the dead air. I'm just reading some funny tweets and see if there's something funny and interesting. I don't know if there will be. Man has lived on scary raw meat diet, including chicken, for 3 years. Wow. Yeah, good for him, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Fluoridated water. Yeah. There you go. The Black Challenger Black Storm. I'm referring to the black issue. The social, and political problems caused by blacks have become a headache and a serious challenge to society. Some people have compared the black issue to the biggest social problem, saying that it will eventually become a fatal problem. In the United States, it can be deeply felt that there is some truth to this statement. This is Wang Huning, by the way. That's a little clip of him. And he's been compared to Mikhail Suslov. That's kind of the later era Soviet politician. Had a fair amount of influence in the Brezhnev era, and also the I can't think of the other, but yeah, yeah, Peak Tejano Memento, yeah. Yes, I do remember that. Mm-hmm. Get a gun. I mean, I lived in a suburb, but I don't know. I would say go ahead. I would say go ahead and do it. But to be honest with you, there are going to be plenty of folks who have firearms that don't know how to use them, and they're going to get killed with their own weapons. So you may have some luck and just, end up getting a gun, just by serendipity, really. But yeah, I mean, like I say, back when the riots were going on and whatnot, I remember seeing this black dude who had like six pistols. I was gonna say fires, but yeah, 6 pistols, 3 on each side, like a little bandolier. And I'm like, all that has to happen is somebody come up and just stab this dude and take all 6 of those pistols just like nothing. I mean, that's what I'm saying anyway. It's like, bro, why would you care about having all those fucking pistols? It's like, no, dude, they could just come up, stab you, and then just take your guns. That's literally what they have to do. It's like you only have so many rounds, So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how bad it's gonna get, because I kind of live in an area with a lot of boomers and young kids. I'm talking like maybe 8 or 10 years old, something like that. But that's my feeling on it. That's my opinion. Yeah. A lot of dead air. Sorry about that. A lot of dead air, but yeah. Switchblade and the high pointer, perfect. Yeah. Perfect loadout. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I'm getting a lot of dead air. I'm kind of getting bored. Should I wrap it up? Is there anything else y'all want me to talk about? I always try to make sure. Is there anything else y'all want me to discuss or something else? I did talk for a minute about the tranny who got the 4 stars admiral business. Oh man, oh boy, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know. It's oh boy. Oh, it's a pretty funny meme. Yeah. Garbage men from New York are more respectable than any general we've had in the last 20 years. Oh, absolutely. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I mean, generals and admirals, you notice that, like I say, there was a time when we used to care about these folks, apart from a few here and there today. But it's like, people thought about Mark Clark. They thought about Douglas MacArthur or George Patton or whomever. Like I said, those are the bigger names. But nowadays, they aren't. It's not even that big of a thing, really. And it's only political spurgs that talk about them. So, like General David Petraeus, right? They'll bring him up. Or they bring up, of course, now General Mark Milley. Because he said some admittedly dumb shit. But yeah, during the class would be such a clusterfuck. Oh, absolutely. It would be. It would be completely. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, you telling me Amazon built this rainforest? Yeah. Oh boy. Gym Tan Laundry, they were misunderstood. But yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah. Real bloodbath. It would be. Oh, absolutely. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up though. I think I'll wrap it up. Let me go ahead and find a good funny thing at the end here. I'll pick out one. I'll just do go home, Ami go home. I'll just do that for the ending. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that. But yeah, NYC would divide up into different gangs and cliques. Oh, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, I'll go ahead and unplug my mic though. So see you later. I hope y'all enjoyed this kind of shorty stream here. Basically just something to rant and rave for a little bit and just kind of, instead of just talking to the ether. So, anywho, hopefully y'all enjoyed that. See you later. Goodbye.